By the standards of all neighboring countries, North Korea is very poor. It's by far the poorest country in East Asia. But on balance, the economic situation now is better than 5 or 7 or especially 10 years ago. Even so, there are ups and downs. They do not produce enough food to feed themselves. Because, you know, it's a common misperception that North Koreans are so poor they eat rice. I'm sorry, they do not eat rice. Rice is a food of wealthy people. And if they eat rice, those who can afford it in North Korea, they don't see themselves as poor. They are really quite well-to-do by the North Korean standards. It's usually corn. Nobody is talking about fish or meat. These are luxuries only for the top elite. So people probably have less chances to eat rice, and some of them will be really hungry. I would not expect, you know, something like famine, not going to happen, but some people will be quite seriously hungry in the next few months. I would not expect any serious change as long as Kim Jong-il is alive. His health is not very good, but it's not a disaster, so I would expect that he will stay in control for another 3, 4, 5, 6 years. Meanwhile, his son, Kim Jong-un, will become more powerful, more influential, will acquire some experience, and will create a power base for himself. What we have a young prince who has not officially been named successor, but it's quite clear that they are preparing transition openly. Because he has received few important appointments, one very recently. For many North Koreans, then kind of this family rule is seen as something natural because they have never seen anything different. They have always been subjects of monarchies. Traditional Korean monarchy, Japanese empire, now Kim's family regime in North Korea. China, well, a very interesting approach to North Korea. For the Chinese, North Koreans are strange, annoying, irrational, dangerous, crazy people, I mean the North Korean leaders. So China, well, China is unhappy. China tries to exercise some pressure, but it cannot do much. At the same time, China gives some money and some food aid because they don't want a major crisis to develop in North Korea. They decided not to reform the system because if they reform, they are afraid they will collapse. And it's probably a correct assumption. But exactly because they cannot reform the system, they cannot achieve significant economic growth. The gap between North Korea, on one hand, and China, South Korea, virtually all economies in the region is large and growing very fast. They are lagging more and more behind. And this kind of slow-motion economic crisis is likely to kill them eventually, but probably no time soon.